and a very warm welcome to our CFA Open Evening. This is for CFA for the exams in June 2016. Then about me, I am the tutor of SHP Financial Training and our tutors. I have 10 years of professional experience at EY in the Ernst & Young or Ernst & Young in the UK and in Brazil, in the valuation team in Brazil, and also at the Bank of England, the UK Central Bank. I'm a Charterholder and a member of the CFA Society of Brazil, as well as being a Chartered Accountant qualified through or by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Scotland. I have passed the American Society of Appraisers exams ASA 1 and ASA 2. I have the ACCA certificate in International Financial Reporting, and my degree is in Economics and Management from Oxford University. I'm a developing market specialist for Toastmasters International, which is a volunteer role, and Toastmasters International is a public speaking and leadership skills organisation. Our tutors have professional experience in the areas in which they teach, and they have all passed the exams that they teach. They are also certified as teachers or tutors through the SHP Training Academy. So we have a teacher training program that our tutors pass through. Overview of the company then. SHP Financial Training is the leader in Brazil in the preparation of professionals for qualifications that are recognised internationally in the financial markets. We are the first finance school in Brazil to offer preparatory courses live online for the CFA exams. So this means the classes are participative and students can interrupt the teacher with any questions as the classes are continuing. We have students in the classroom in Sao Paulo and then students joining the same class live online. An ACCA registered learning partner, which means we meet all of the learning partner requirements requirements from the ACCA, which is the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants. It is the global organisation for accountants. Also, BPP's exclusive partner in Brazil. And for those of you who haven't heard of BPP, BPP is Europe's leading provider of professional education, and they are focused on accounting and finance. I did prep courses for all levels of the CFA in London with BPP. Our location is in Sao Paulo at Rua André Fernandes, and it's just off the Faria Lima. We have photos of our office. So as you can see, the classroom is small. We have in the classroom up to 8 students, and we have students participating online. So we project on the television screen, which you can see in the picture in the bottom, is what the online students see as well. Course students. And we have a reception area when you first come in, a relaxation area, and a kitchen area where we have refreshments. We have currently trained students from these companies here, in addition to some other companies and banks, and we have received positive feedback from our students. If you work at any of these organisations and you would like to speak to one of our students from that organisation, then please contact us and let us know, and we can put you in touch with them. We offer them. We have classroom online and live online courses in areas in finance, accountancy, business valuation, and financial English. And what having a professional qualification? Our training is focused on professional skills or skills that are needed in the workplace. So we focus on the skills that are needed, the practical application of those skills, so they're all relevant skills for the workplace. And then we also have a part that's looking at being ethical. And you'll notice I talk about the CFA program, that 15% of each exam is ethics. That we have some articles in Na Prática. There will also be an article in Você SA soon and in some other publications, so you can find out a little bit more about specific technical issues, in particular in the articles that we write for Na Prática. on the CFA and what are the benefits of being a CFA Charterholder. Then the program overview, the curriculum, the exam topics and weights, and historic pass rates. Then we will look at our SHP training methodology, learn, practice and consolidate. And finally, we'll close with some study and exam preparation tips, and then an opportunity for you to answer questions if you're participating live. So how is the CFA program different? Their focus that most graduate schools cover a range of topics, but the CFA program is focused specifically on investment knowledge. So if you want to work with investments, if you want to work in finance, then this could be the qualification for you. You can study for the CFA while you are working full time. So although there is a lot of study to be done, you can fit this around your work. You don't need to take time off for a long period in order to study. The exam is recommended. You can improve your remuneration prospects. This is not a guarantee of an increase in salary, but surveys have shown that CFA Charterholders receive more, higher salaries than non-CFA Charterholders. You can move into a role in finance more easily and improve your promotion prospects because employers recognise the CFA Charter and know that it shows your dedication to succeed and your ability and commitment to the finance profession. Credibility and recognition from your peers and clients, and that is because the CFA Charter is the most highly respected and widely recognised professional qualification in finance globally. How enrollments in the exams have grown over the years. At the same time as the percentage of people passing the exam has fallen. The exams are not easy, and that is reflected in the exam pass rates. 65,000 candidates took the June 2015 exams in 145 countries, so it truly is a global qualification. And there were approximately 2,000 students in Brazil. Looking more closely then at the CFA in Brazil, the growth rate of CFA Charterholders in Brazil is the third highest growth rate worldwide from all kinds. And you can see that on average, the annual average increase in CFA Charterholders is 17% per year from 2005 to 2013. Okay. So just again then, so why become a CFA Charterholder? You want to be a global finance leader in the sense that you want to excel in your profession and rise to a high position in finance, then the CFA can help you. Having the CFA Charter can help you by giving you international recognition, the technical skills that you need, and also providing you with networking possibilities. Having the Charter can give respect, better job, more clients, higher earnings as a result. Emails here from previous students. So the two students here took the CFA exams for different reasons. One was focused more on the technical side in order to demonstrate her technical knowledge. She wanted to work through the content in the curriculum. And then the other one was focused more on getting credibility and improving her employability by having the CFA Charter on her curriculum, on her resume. Okay, so an overview then of the CFA program. We have levels 1, 2, and 3. Level 1 covers the foundations of finance and economics. So what level 1 does is gives you the tools that you need in order to perform investment analysis. So that means what are the tools you need in order to value assets, for example. Focus is more on asset valuation. It goes into great detail into equity and fixed income and derivatives valuation. There's also a little bit more on portfolio management and financial reporting. And then 3 focuses mostly on portfolio management. Okay, so here a chart showing the topics at each level. So all relate to investment management, financial analysis, stocks, bonds, and derivatives. And you can see that we start with knowledge and comprehension, where the scope of level 1 is very broad, and then application and analysis, where we go deeper into each of the asset classes, and then synthesis and evaluation, where we bring everything together and focus on wealth planning and portfolio management. That's both for individual investors and institutional investors, like pensions, insurance companies, banks. So then at level 1, you can see that the largest box here is the green one, and that is focused on investment tools. And here we're looking at quantitative methods, economics, financial reporting and analysis, and corporate finance. And then moving on to level 2, the largest box is the asset classes, the purple box, and that is looking at equity, fixed income, derivatives, and alternative investments and the valuation of those. And when we move to level 3, the largest box is the yellow one, which is portfolio management and wealth planning, where we are bringing everything else together. Notice that the blue box, the ethics box, which is around 15% of the exam, is the same at each level. Part of the CFA program. And one of the topic weights. So you can see that at level 1, the most important topic in terms of weight is financial reporting and analysis, which is 20% of the exam. And then at level 2, the most important topics are equity investments with 15 to 25%, and FRA, financial reporting and analysis, with 15 to 20%. Level 3, the most important topic is portfolio management and wealth planning, with 40 to 55% of the exam. And the curriculum is structured. So when you sign up for the CFA exams, you receive books of the curriculum, so everything that you need to know in order to pass the exam. And you can, if you pay an additional $150, you can get the hard copy books also. So the CFA program is split into readings, approximately 50 to 60 readings. It varies a little bit with the level, and also every year they update the curriculum and may take out a reading or add a new one. And each reading starts with a number of learning outcome statements, and there are around 500 learning outcome statements at each level. And those are things that you will be tested on. So every single question in the exam will relate to a learning outcome statement. And just as an example, here we have a level 1 example, and it is describe the capital budgeting process and distinguish among the various categories of capital projects. So you get a question that talks about the steps in the capital budgeting process and asks you to identify which one is a step in the capital budgeting process, for example. Or you might get a question that asks you about the different types of capital projects. So those questions would relate directly to this learning outcome statement. So you can tick the learning outcome statements once you have mastered them, and that is a way of checking that you know everything in order to pass the exam. I think that's very important at the end of each of the readings, which is a set of problems. Those are directly from the CFA Institute, so it's very important that you do those practice questions. Okay. And looking then at pass rates. So in June 2015, we've got the levels 1, 2, and 3 pass rates, and then below that we've got the 10-year average global pass rates. I don't have a breakdown specifically for Brazil, but I believe it is on close to global rate. level 1, the pass rates were 42% in June 2015, which is slightly higher than the 10-year global average of 39%. And level 2, 46% of the June 2015 candidates passed whereas the historical average is a bit lower at 43%. And then for level 3, 53% of people passed, which is equivalent in 2015, which is consistent or is the same as the 10-year global average. So see, you are more likely than not to fail the exam, and that really shows the amount of dedication that is needed by students in order to get through and pass the exam. One interesting thing that people are not always aware of is the curriculum development process. The program is always updated every year, and there is a strict process by which the CFA Institute does that updating. The idea behind this is that the curriculum is as relevant as possible to the current investment profession and what employers need. So this is one thing that makes it extremely valuable. And so learning the current information that is needed in order for you to operate successfully in the investment profession. Then of CFA program candidates, you can see here that 24% are students. Students are able to start the CFA program once you are in the final year of your university. Analysts, accountants and auditors, corporate financial analysts, consultants and relationship managers. One thing that distinguishes the CFA or is interesting point regarding the CFA is that the variety of professions within finance that take the CFA exams. See here that in terms of members, the top occupations are portfolio manager and research analyst, representation from many different paths within finance. Here from Anna Cecilia, who's the head of credit and counterparty risk management at Goal. And she says, if I could go back in time, even knowing the effort that it took to pass the exams, I would do it again without hesitation. That's what I feel and how our teachers, our tutors feel. It really is, it's a significant investment in terms of time and effort, and with the exchange rate as it is at the moment, but it's definitely worth it. It's something that you will keep for life. Okay, and then about the top 10 employers of CFA Charterholders and candidates globally. We have JP Morgan, PwC, HSBC, Bank of America, Merrill Lynch, UBS, EY, RBC, Royal Bank of Canada, Citigroup, Morgan Stanley and Wells Fargo. And firms demand a CFA charter or significant progress in the CFA charter. So like in Brazil, the top 10 employers in Brazil are Itaú, Credit Suisse, Bank of America, BTG, HSBC, Bradesco, Banco Santander, Citigroup, J. Morgan, and Franklin Templeton. And you will see on the CFA Society job board that lots of these organisations are saying that it is desirable to have a CFA candidate or CFA member as applicant. Roadmap to the CFA Charter. How do you become a CFA Charter holder? So you need to have a bachelor's degree or the equivalent in terms of experience, which will be assessed by the CFA Institute, or be in your final year of your bachelor's degree program. Then you enroll the exams. You can take the level 1 exam in December or June each year, so always on the first Saturday of the month. And then 2 and 3 exams are always in June. So it's possible to take the level 1 exam in December, for example, December 2016, then the level 2 exam in June 2017, and the level 3 exam in June 2018, or take level 1 in June 2016, and then level 2 and 3 in 2017 and 2018. And it really is totally dependent on you and how you operate, but it's nice to have a break between the exams. I took them in June always, so I had a break in between them. If you take level 1 in December and then level 2 in June, you might end up burning out a little bit because you really do need to work hard for the exams over 4 or 5 or even 6 months. Started the better. In order to get the charter, you need to have 4 years of relevant work experience, and that can be before, during, or after taking the exams. So you don't need to get the exams and then get the experience. You can have the experience first and then do the exams, or you can do both at the same time, or you can get the experience after doing the exams. To do which are signing a professional conduct statement, joining the institute and applying for membership, paying member dues, and being an CFA Institute member in good standing, which is confirmation. CFA Charter. And there is a Charterholder ceremony in Brazil where all of the new CFA Charterholders each year are presented with their charters at INSPA. And that's a really great occasion where you get the recognition that you deserve for earning the charter. And then a little bit more detail at the exams. The level 1 exam is 2 3-hour exams on the same day. And each exam has 120 multiple choice questions in it, so it's 240 multiple choice questions in total. 3 options in the multiple choice questions, A, B, or C. And then again, each level is 2 3-hour exams. One is from 9 AM until midday, and the second one is from 2 PM until 5 PM. And level 2, instead of having lots of individual multiple choice questions, you have 10 item set questions. So that's where you have a scenario and 6 questions in relating to each scenario. The questions are not linked, so if you make a mistake on one question, that shouldn't impact your ability to answer the other questions correctly. But each item set, each of the 10 item sets, has 6 questions following it. So you have 60 questions in each paper, or 120 overall. And then level different, because the first paper is a constructed response paper, which is often called the essay paper. You get 10 or 11 questions, and they are broken down into sub-questions. And you respond in 1 or 2 paragraphs to each question, and you need to write your responses. Afternoon, there is another item set paper with a similar format to the level 2 paper, with 10 questions. The CFA Institute does not publish its pass mark or pass grade, but it's called the minimum passing score. And usually, if you get around 70% in the practice exams that you do, or mock exams, then you should be able to pass the exam itself. Our learning methodology. We have based on studies of adult learning, learning methodology on learning, practicing, and consolidating. So this is how adults learn. This is how the neural pathways work in our mind, how we reinforce ideas and concepts and remember them. And so we have a learning phase, teaching phase of the course, where students are introduced to the material for the first time. We have a practice phase where we go again the key concepts and do lots of practice questions. We have consolidation through mock exams or practice exams, and we have one in the middle of the course and then one at the end. And each of those practice exams is followed by a debrief class on the questions that students found particularly challenging. The thing about the debrief class is that it's really important to learn from our mistakes. It is not enough to do a practice exam and not go through the problems that we had in answering the questions. This is a really key of remembering where we went wrong and not making the same mistake again in the exam. the course, our prep course structured, we have diagnostic test and feedback. So the diagnostic test will take about half an hour for level 1, and then we have half an hour feedback for people who sign up for the course. And then 21 classes in our learning or teaching phase. And that's success in the exam classes, where we focus on study and exam technique. And that is very important because some studying, quite a significant amount of studying is required on your own. The total is 100 hours, and students, on average, successful students need to study for around 300 hours. So this is a new skill for you to learn to study effectively at home, and we provide a lot of support for that. Or revision phase of the course, and that's 7 classes of quiz, concepts, doing lots of additional practice questions. Consolidate mock exams. We have 9 hours of mock exams, 3 hours halfway through, a 3-hour exam, and final mock exam of 2 papers of 3 hours each, so 6 hours in total, plus 2 debrief classes on those mock exams to talk about the questions and exam technique in order to avoid making the same mistakes again. So in 100 hours, and the classes are available in the classroom or live online. The timetable for level 1, the course starts on Tuesday, the 2nd of February with a success in the exam class, and then finish with a mock exam on the 21st of May, a debrief class on the 24th of May, and the exam will be on the 4th of June. The course starts on the Monday the 1st of February, and with a debrief class, mock debrief class on the 23rd of May. Of study materials, our training courses are based on the CFA program and are updated each year to reflect the changes in the program. You also receive ebooks from the CFA Institute when you sign up for the exam, and you can start studying from those straight away. Various providers of additional material to help people study, for example, BPP and Schweizer. They have approaches to study. So Schweizer, for example, is a summary of the CFA program curriculum. It has each learning outcome statement and then the material related to it. BPP's approach is a wraparound or complement to the CFA program curriculum. So here you have one study guide that tells you what to focus on in the official ebooks that you get from the CFA Institute. So the idea is that you wouldn't need to read the CFA Institute ebooks. With BPP, the idea is you read the study guide, but it helps you focus on the official books from the CFA Institute. So they are just different approaches. And we recommend, so we say to students it's up to them which approach they want to follow. What was on the teaching and practice and consolidation in the classroom. And we tell students that they need to focus on 2 things. One is to understand and be able to master every single learning outcome statement. And the second thing is to do lots of practice questions and to learn from their mistakes. Those 2 things will enable you to pass the exam. I recommend to students that they buy a book of practice exams, which can be from BPP or Schweizer or another provider, because the CFA Institute only provides 1 sample exam, which is not enough. We recommend students do 4 or 5 or even 6 mock exams, 4 mock exams before the exam itself, and that they spend as long reviewing the questions they got wrong as they actually did doing the mock exam. So I've given you some study and exam preparation tips. I'll be giving you a few more now. Study plan. This is the number 1 tip. The way you will get through all of the material and do everything you need to do is if you have a plan for doing it. And before, the average successful candidate spends 300 hours studying for each exam. So in addition to the 100 hours in the classroom, you also need to spend 200 hours studying outside the classroom. So a rough breakdown, that would mean doing all your initial reading by the end of April, next 16. Okay, teaching phase of the course plus 100 hours at home. That will take you through the teaching phase. Then in May, you can focus on revision, going over the material again and doing practice exams, and spend another 100 hours studying at home in addition to the classroom course. So then in total, you will have spent 200 hours studying at home, 100 hours by the end of April, and then 100 hours in May and the first week of June before the mock exam, before the real exam. Okay, so you take at least the week before the exam off work, and you fit in 40 hours here of exam-focused study. By that point, the reason for including the 100 hours and 40 hours if you take the week off work, the final week off work, so the hours is included in that 100 in total. The reason for including more study time closer to the exam is that that's really when the adrenaline kicks in, and when that final week can make the difference between passing and failing, because that's the week where you really push yourself and you're really driven to study hard in order to get yourself to where you need to be in order to pass. And we have a study plan which is available on our website. If you go onto the homepage, there is a section of free resources, so please check that out and download the study plan if you would like to use it. Then we also, for our students, as soon as they sign up, they get a Getting Started guide, which explains what to focus on and has a list of pre-course reading to be done before the course starts. So please sign up as soon as you can so that you get that list. For using your calculator and some information on navigating the CFA materials, because you get a lot of materials, and some more advice on the additional materials that you may like to get in order to help you study. Study. The time commitment sacrifices will need to be made. You will need to say no to some social things, and it's just, you can't avoid doing that if you're going to find the time to study. You need to prioritize your study. So if you have decided you're going to study at the weekend all day on Saturday, you need to do that, or you swap to Sunday if necessary, but you just need to make sure you stick to your study plan. And start late or not studying enough will result in failure. If even the smartest person, there is still a lot of information to learn, and the practice questions are really important because the CFA Institute has certain ways of examining things which you only understand that really through doing the practice questions. Now until April, you're doing your first reading of the material and the teaching phase of the course, and that's around 200 hours. And then in the first week of June, we have a course, and you should be doing 1 hour of study to revise the key concepts and do practice questions. And then we have consolidation through the mock exams as well. Okay, you can already do our diagnostic test, which website, again under free resources on the homepage. And that tests your English and math skills needed, obviously, for sitting the exams, which are all in English and require the use of a financial calculator. Okay, so you're ready to enroll for the exam. Enroll for the exam itself directly with the CFA Institute. And new students or new candidates, there is a one-time enrollment fee, which is currently $450 US. And then for exam, there is an exam administration fee, and that fee varies according to when you sign up for the exam. So the sooner you sign up, the cheaper it will be. When you sign up, the registration fee includes the ebook with all of the curriculum or the material that you need to know for the exam in it, topic-based practice tests as well on each topic area, and a mock exam for each level. For level 10, if you pass, you can sign up for level 2, and then if you pass, you sign up for level 3, and you need to pay the enrollment fee each time. But you pay the one-time enrollment fee only once, the $450. Registration fee. So you pay a registration fee for each exam, and then the one-off enrollment fee only once when you first become a student. And you can see then that the standard registration fee for levels 1, 2, and 3 runs until the 17th of February 2016. I would not recommend leaving it until then, however, because you want to make a start on your studies as soon as possible in order to spread study time out over a longer time period. And you get the CFA curriculum, so you do really need to sign up in order to start studying. Up now, lower exam fees if you sign up before the fee deadlines. More chance of passing the exam. Back immediately on our diagnostic test if you sign up for the prep course. And up for our prep course as well, you will get a list of pre-course reading as part of our Getting Started guide. And for you to pass, it is easier for us to help you to pass the sooner you sign up. And you'll think, I wish I had started studying sooner. Okay, so about doing a prep course. Well, our faculty, our teachers, have all been through this experience themselves, so they know what this is like, what a challenge it is, and they know the difficulties, and they can help you as they can in order to improve your study preparation process and also exam technique. Partnership with BPP, which is an approved CFA Institute prep provider, and their slides, which we use in our classroom and which each student gets a copy of, have been used since 1997 to prepare 15,000 candidates for the exam. BPP has a very easy to understand approach, and the slides are visual. The diagrammatic representation of concepts that can be difficult to understand is very useful for students. Proven methodology, which is based on adult learning, involves learning, practicing, and consolidation. We ask students to choose the self-study materials that they would like to use, whether that is BPP or Schweizer or another source. And classes, which facilitates learning, and have the option of the live online classes. And the classes are also recorded, so if students miss a class, then they can watch it later. At the next level for those who have already attended a course. Our dates and fees for the courses for the June 2016 exams. You can register directly on our website using the inscrição form. And the date for registration is the 22nd of January 2016. But again, we advise signing up as soon as possible so that you can get started sooner with your studying. We have levels 1, 2, and 3 prep courses, and also a revision course which focuses on the practice and consolidation phases of the learning methodology. Okay, this would need to cover the learning process, the first cover material before coming on the revision course. So I hope that's been helpful. If you have any questions, and thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, please contact us at info@shptraining.com, or you can call us on the phone number which is on our website. Thank you. To see you as a student soon.